for being such a great support to Shawl of Hope. I'll tell you very quickly our story. About 4 years ago, our daughter at age 25 suddenly got sick, and we had no idea why. And after searching and going through so many doctors, we eventually found out that she had a kidney disease, which was kind of, it was out of left field because nobody in our family ever had anything. And this kid drank water like there was no tomorrow. And happy living life, and all of a sudden, for lack of a better term, tragedy hits our family because it comes out of left field. So we say, all right, well, she's got a kidney issue. So we take her to doctor after doctor, and then one doctor we went to finally told us, well, you know what, she's in a position where her kidneys are failing and she needs a transplant. And we were in a little bit of a denial at first, but we fought against that and took her to more doctors and more money out the nose. And, every time you see somebody, it's another check, but we didn't care. When it's your child, you don't care. Long story short, one day we had to rush her to the hospital in emergency, and she had to get surgery so that she can have emergency dialysis, and our worlds and our lives were turned upside down. And so here she is going to dialysis 3 times a week. We're helping her into the car, helping her up the stairs. Our young, beautiful 25-year-old, and all of a sudden we're just struggling, and we don't know what the heck happened. We feel like you've been hit by a truck and you're spinning, and then you're taking her to this and taking her to that, and getting medications for this and getting medications for that, and every time you go and you're putting out another check and you're doing whatever you can, and you don't care because it's your daughter. You're just trying to keep her alive, and we're praying every day. We're people of faith, so we're praying every day, and we're just saying, God, you provide, you take care. And to make an even longer story short, as time went on, over a year of the last year when she was really struggling, our prayers went from, Lord, help us to find the right doctors, to, Lord, just help us to just keep her alive. My wife became the donor, and she donated a kidney almost a year ago to my daughter. And in the middle of that, you just don't know what to do. You're searching, you're looking, and you feel like you've heard about these things, but you don't know anybody who's been through it. And I just want to tell you that you're supporting a cause, and I know you come to support a good cause, but I also want you to know that there are very real people, very real families whose world get turned upside down that you're helping. And it's a nice night out, it's a nice event, and a nice tricky tray, but I want you to know that what you're doing and what Shawl of Hope is doing is you're helping families whose lives have been turned upside down, even for just a day. I remember when our brother here came and he showed up at our house, and he said, hey, my name is Storm. I'm like, whose name is Storm? I remember Storm Field, right? From Eyewitness News or whatever it was. And he got in touch with us through a doctor, and we just got a call one day, and our daughter just said, hey, somebody wants to help. And we're like, wow, like who just calls out of nowhere to help? I mean, and we're grateful. We're that kind of people who try to help anybody who we can. And we didn't know him from Adam. And Storm comes into our house, and he starts to tell us a story about his dad, and we can just really relate. And I think there were, with a few grown men and 2 women in the house, there were some tears going, and because like I said, it's a very real thing. Real people's lives are turned upside down. And he shows up and he says, well, he sits down with my daughter and he says, Ashley, I have something for you. She says, well, okay, And he just gives her a check for a couple $1,000, $2,000, and the money was a great help. And because like I said, I mean, on a monthly basis, you can easily put out $800, $1,000, just even in medicines to just keep her going. And the money was a great help, but it wasn't even the money that was the greatest help. It was the fact that people cared. It was the fact that somebody took the time to say, there are other people raising funds for people like you. And so I just want to thank you, Storm. I want to thank Shawl of Hope. And I want to thank all of you for not just coming out for a night, but for making a difference in our family. So thank you for that.
Hi, I'll be brief. I'm Donna Rodriguez, Lewis's wife, Ashley's mom. And I just want to take a couple minutes to talk about being a donor. Of course, when you go through this, you learn so much that you wouldn't normally know. And to be a match was not as easy as we thought. I thought it was an automatic given that I'm her mom, so of course I'll be a match and she can have my kidney. But I don't know the whole science of it, but it does not work out that way. We were very fortunate after being tested that we were a match. However, I just want to share that St. Barnabas has this amazing program called the Share program. So your average person on dialysis waits a minimum of 4.5 years before they can get a kidney. And there are some people that don't make it, by the time a kidney is available for them. So they have this Share program, and we've all been given 2 kidneys, and we only need 1, which is pretty amazing. And if God forbid you know of somebody who is on dialysis and needs a kidney transplant, and you get tested and you're not a match for them, yet you're still willing to give your kidney, St. Barnabas has this program where, because you're willing to give your kidney, that person that you're there for, even though you're not a match, will automatically get a transplant as soon as you're done testing. So they have this Share program that, because your friend or loved one may not be a match, they're able to take your kidney and give it to somebody else who's waiting for a kidney, who has someone who wants to donate, and everybody's able to get their transplant rather than wait so many years. So I just share that because I didn't know that before my daughter went through it. I'm sure most of you don't know that. And as a donor, giving a kidney, it was such a breeze. They make it so easy for you. There is no pain, and within 3 weeks you're up, going back to work, and you never even knew you had the surgery. So I just share that. If you're not, if you don't have that checked on your license, God forbid, if something happens that you donate a kidney, I encourage you to do so. And if you ever come across someone in need of one, I would just encourage you to pray about it and look into the program of donating a kidney, because it's a life changer. So thank you so much.
Thank you.